The biggest key life experiences has been being on a job site right out of school and just seeing how drawings get transformed into real things, and kind of being part of that process and filling in the gaps and conveying that information so you really understand where drawings are coming from and where they're meant to go to. I became passionate when I realized the effect it had, that architecture and design had on its context, its community, and I think the more I saw that, the more it kind of fueled passion for it. I would believe my core values would be designing things that are appropriate to its place in all the different ways that that's relevant. So, the appropriate resources, the appropriate sizing of that space, and really engaging with the people that are going to inhabit it now and in the future, and trying to understand that so that it's appropriate. My process is, I feel, always different on every project, right? Model making, or mock-up, I should say, more mock-ups in my field, testing ideas, doing a lot of sketching, a lot of drawing, a lot of communicating ideas back and forth with other people, so that it's not just coming from you, it's coming from everybody, and that maybe you're just one of the pens that makes it into design. So a lot of communication, I think, may be the biggest design process. It's in that collaboration and communication. Where I work, you're kind of involved in every part of it. So it usually starts with a client interview. They tell you what they think they want, and then you go to the site and you evaluate the site and its topography. You get a survey and you really study it. Where's the best place to put this building? Any other studies that you think are relevant? Some public studies we do, lots of shade study, or sometimes we might do energy studies. Like anything that we find is relevant and important to that project. There's a point in which we examine it, and then we try to put architecture over that. It's a very tough question, but I think how I would answer that is get everyone on board early and try to ask engaging questions so that everyone's expectations are aligned and everyone's desires and what they want out of that project and the money and resources that can be spent on that project everyone's on the same page about it. I think design's going towards a more collaborative effort in the forefront of design, where people are talking to each other and really engaging with the idea of the thing, not the architecture of the thing. So stakeholders, engineers, anyone that's involved with the project is coming to the table early, so they say, this is what we believe this should be, and come to some kind of agreement early on so that the design process is smoother, and architects are actually designing to what's needed, not just what they think is needed. Money and resources, time, all those are big challenges that are difficult for any project. As much as you try to pre-draw everything, there's always the things you don't know, and those things cost money. So making good decisions when those things come up that are beneficial to the client's pocket, but also beneficial to what they need in the building, and not compromising the health, safety, and welfare of the community. It holds a lot of people back, myself included, and it's like the biggest struggle is just really understanding the assembly of things. And the more you know that, the more you can confidently draw something I know how this comes together. And sometimes that happens early in the design process before construction, sometimes it's happening during construction. It really depends on the project. And be curious and really try to understand what you're drawing. Whether it's through mocking it up or calling somebody and talking to a subcontractor, whatever you can do, whatever you can spread yourself out to, and really try to understand the thing that you're drawing and how that actually gets put together. It's a continual thing, you'll never know all those things, but continue to try to understand those things, and I think when you get back into the early parts of design, it comes together quicker. Each time, hopefully you get a little bit more smooth with it because you understand all those components and how they come together, how they could come together.